Alright, sister video time. In case you haven't seen it, I tormented a few of my subscribers with a train-based switching puzzle in another video. Turns out it was impossible, but even after fixing that mistake, they kinda struggled with it. And I, too, struggled with figuring this out when I first built the puzzle. In hindsight, it's surprisingly easy, but there's a trick that will trip you up on the first time you try. Well, at least that's the idea. In this video, I thought I'd share that secret and also exactly why the puzzle wasn't possible in that aforementioned YouTube video. To start us off, here's the basic puzzle. You need to kind of rotate every car around in a circle. Seems easy enough, right? Well, of course it would. That's what any clever puzzle can do, lull you into a false sense of security, just so it can strike. How else do you think the puzzle god feasts? If you want to try this out for yourself before I spoil the trick, there's instructions in the description on how to make it. The trick is surprisingly simple. These two switches, they don't actually matter. Well, kind of. Due to the limited spaces on both sides of the runaround track, you can't really use it to move your engine around your train. Depending on how you built the puzzle, it might technically be possible to do, but it takes far more moves than just doing it the regular way. Instead, you're supposed to use the runaround as a sort of extension to this piece of track. You can put a car on the track, pull it into the runaround using the locomotive, and presto, you now have a clear spot on the original track. Rinse and repeat. With this knowledge, we can act as though the passing track were just an extension of the other spur. Doing this, well, the simplification is far easier to visually understand than the actual puzzle I've made, which is, of course, why I decided to complicate things with that runaround. This little trick is the only special thing this puzzle has up its sleeve. Now, the version of the puzzle I gave my subscribers to play was this. It's ever so slightly different, but the one change I made legitimately makes it impossible. This track being shorter creates problems galore. To explain why, let's take a look at that simplified version again. You can never move this car's position in the train. These two cars come before it unless you rearrange your cars, but no matter how you arrange them, this car, the problematic car, will always be in spot number 3 on the train. After all, there are only 3 spots for cars to be on the train and 1 spot that isn't blocking this last car. Well, that's easy, right? You just put the stuck car in the 1-car track, right? Well, in order to do that, the 1-car track needs to be empty. But the only way to have it empty is to remove the car when there are 2 or less cars on the train itself, otherwise you physically cannot remove it. Which you can't do with the stuck car, because the stuck car is always the last car to be added to the train, no matter how you arrange your other cars. And so, no matter how many moves you make, the stuck car will remain in purgatory, unable to do much of anything, except move back and forth in a futile attempt to spite the puzzle god. Honestly, I could probably do a mathematical proof that shows how the puzzle was possible in its original intended state and how the YouTube video version wasn't. At this point, I don't really think I have the brain power for it. It's currently 1 AM when I'm recording this audio, as I almost always do because I'm a bit of an idiot with my scheduling, but I hope this explanation was sufficient enough so that some of you who might have been stumped by the actual puzzle now understand how to do it yourself. That's about all I've got for you today, though, so have a good one, I guess. Cheers, folks.